knew Robert Johnson or had some association with him. And she pulled out this big storybook and she told a story to everybody, and I believe I got the bug back then. The first story that I had learned, I didn't know who Linda Goss was. I didn't know what she looked like. I knew absolutely nothing about her. I just took the story on its merits and I just enjoyed the story. I try to pick stories where creatures or characters or humans overcome obstacles. I believe that the blues is the recognition of a tragedy. Have you ever been in a situation where you wanted to show everybody that you could do something good, something entertaining? Maybe you could build something or draw pictures or simply show how well you could play a game. However, you never seem to be able to get anybody's attention. And they say something like, well, you're too young or you're too little. And it makes you feel mighty frustrated, doesn't it? It makes you feel a little bit disappointed. But if you believe in yourself and you believe what you can do, you too can show the world what you have to offer. I want to tell you a story about a little frog who wanted to be a singer by Linda Goss. He is a little creature who is feeling mighty sad, mighty bad, mighty mad, and mighty frustrated. Why? Because this particular frog has talent and he wants to be a singer. But in this particular jungle, only the birds are allowed to sing. The birds are considered the most beautiful singers in the world. So for a while, he's cool. The little frog is quiet. He stays to himself. He sits on his lily pad and he practices all day long, jumping up and down and singing to himself until all of this frustration begins to swell up inside him. He becomes so frustrated and swollen that bubbles begin to pop from his mouth, pop, pop, pop. And they begin to pop from his ears, pop, pop, pop. And pop from his nose, pop, pop, pop. And even from his, they begin to pop from his eyes. And he says to himself, you know, I'm tired of feeling this way. I'm tired of holding all of this inside me. So he decides to share his ambitions with his parents. His parents are somewhat concerned about his desires because little frogs don't sing. But since he is their son, they say, give him some encouragement. They say, son, we're with you 100%. If that's what you want to be, you go right ahead. I'm sure you'll make us very proud. Well, this makes the little frog feel better, and it gives him some encouragement. So much so that he decides to share the good news with his friends. So he hops over to the other side of the pond and says, fellas, I got something I want to share with you. And they reply, good, you got some flies we can eat? No, no flies, but I have talent. I want to be a singer. Fool, are you crazy? Frogs don't sing in this place, they replied. You better keep your big mouth shut. And they laugh at the little frog. So he hops back over to his lily pad. And he sits there, rocking back and forth, contemplating and meditating and thinking about his situation. And he realizes that perhaps maybe he should ask the birds. They seem to be reasonable enough. Maybe they will allow him to join their singing group. So he gathers up his confidence and he hops over to their tree house and knocks on the trunk. The head bird flies to the window and looks down on the little frog's head, and he says, oh, frog, how may we help you? And the little frog looks up and says, I have something to ask you. May I come up? The little frog enters the tree house. Come on, Brother Fox, I have talent. I can sing. Hasn't anybody ever given you a break? Brother Fox goes back and thinks about it. He says, I tell you what, Froggy, you'll be here Friday night at 8 o'clock. His eyes sort of shift backwards and forth. You'll be back here at 8 o'clock Friday night. And the little frog says, you mean I can do it? I can sing? Well, you heard me. Be here Friday night, 8 o'clock sharp. Well, the little frog is excited. He is so happy. He is going to be able to do his thing. He is going to be able to show the whole world what he can do and what he has to offer. Meanwhile, Brother Fox goes around to all the animals in the jungle and tells them what Brother Frog's plans are. And each one of the animals promise to be at the weekly concert on Friday to give the little frog a little present for his singing debut. So, Monday rolls around, Tuesday rolls around, Wednesday rolls around, Thursday rolls around, and then it's Friday. And the little frog is so excited, he bathes all day. He washes his little green hair, splits it down the middle and slicks down the sides. He scrubs his little green fingers, scrubs his little green toes. He looks at his little green reflection in the pond and says, I am beautiful, and I am going to do my thing tonight. And so it's 7 o'clock, 7:30, and it's 7:45. And there is the little frog, shaking and trembling. He's holding on to the edge of the curtain, and he looks out, and he sees all of the animals gathering in their seats. He is so nervous, his legs won't stop shaking, and his eyes won't stop twitching. And so then, Brother Fox strolls out on the stage and says, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. We have a wonderful show for you tonight. Presenting the little frog who thinks that he can sing. All right, come on out here, frog. Everybody, let's clap. Come on out here, frog. Out here, froggy. Give him a hand. So the little frog jumps out on stage and slowly makes his way up to the microphone. And he goes, oh boy. I can't think of the words. He is so nervous, and before he can finish a sentence, the elephant jumps up, pulls down a pineapple, and throws it at the frog's head. Ow! Says the little frog. And then a lion jumps up and pulls down a banana, and he throws it and hits the frog right in the mouth. Boom! And then other animals begin throwing things at the little frog, and some of the animals shout and yell at the frog. Boo! Boo! You're ugly! Get off the stage! You stink! We don't want to hear a little frog sing! Boo! The little frog leaps off the stage and runs for his life. He hides up under the stage. Then Brother Fox strolls back out on stage and says, calm down, everybody, calm down, calm down. We were just practicing our new comic routine. We have some real talent for you tonight, presenting the birds who really can sing. Well, the birds fly out on stage with their heads held high. They lift their wings, slowly striking a stiff hypnotic pose. And they begin to sing and tweet and chirp, and the audience soon falls into a peaceful nod. They all lay back and they just listen to the birds whistle, and they pass out. Now everybody is in a nice restful nod except for the little frog, who's tired of being frustrated and tired of feeling this way. So he comes out from up under the stage and he leaps over onto Brother Fox and begins to shake him. And he puts his hands around his throat and he says, you tricked me. You tried to make a fool out of me. And Brother Fox said, leave me alone. If you want to go back up on that stage and make a fool of yourself, you go right ahead. Says the little frog, I came here to sing, and that's exactly what I'm gonna do. So the little frog slowly makes his way back up on the stage. He's nervous and he's shaking. And he walks up to the microphone and everybody's sitting in the crowd resting well. And he says, I don't care if you're asleep, I'm gonna wake you up. I come here to sing and that's exactly what I'm gonna do. So the little frog picks up his little guitar and he begins to play what we call the boogie woogie and sing his song. boogie, woo woo, woo woo you boogie, choo choo, choo 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 boogie. Take me right back to the track. The elephant roars and jumps up out of his seat, and he begins to shake his hips this way and shake his hips that way and start doing this dance that we call the bump. And then the lion is the next one to stand up, and he begins to twist his body this way and that way, and he says, I love it, I love it. And he starts doing a dance that we call the twist. And then the snakes are boogalooing, and the giraffes are doing the jerk. This jungle is jumping. Everybody is dancing and snapping their fingers and having a wonderful time and doing something that they have never, ever done before. And then Brother Fox rushes back up on stage and he says, wow, Froggy, you're a genius. You have given us something that we've never had before. And from then on, the little frog was able to sing at the weekly concert every Friday night. You reach your destination, but alas and alack, you need some compensation to get back in the black. You take a morning paper from the top of the stack and read the situation from the front to the back. Is the man of the night, so put it right back in the rack, back. Choo choo, choo 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 boogie, woo woo, woo woo you boogie, choo choo, choo 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 boogie. Take me right back to the track, Jack. Take me, won't you take me? Take me, won't you take me? I love to hear the rhythm of the clickety clack. I love to hear the rhythm of the clickety clack. I love to hear the rhythm of the clickety clack. Take me. The end. I met Jackie Torrance at the Chicago Blues Fest.